God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
A terrific performance of Old Canada by the one and only Skylar Cole to set the stage for this one. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. DA, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. Now, improving NBA officiating has gone high-tech. Today, the NBA uses the proprietary game review system, which is broken down from double-digit camera angles. Analysts spend a day or two dissecting each game. And Kevin, that data is used for evaluating, training, and communication with the teams.
Isn't that something? I mean, every day there's something new. Fascinating, fascinating stuff, DA. Thank you. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. The wing pairing, George and Leonard. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubats. And it's Jackson in at the point. And for Toronto, sharing the wing spots for them, it'll be Trent Jr. and Anunoby. Inside for him, it's Barnes and Siakam. And it's Van Fleet in the point guard. And a big issue for teams, Greg, this time of year, keeping players healthy for the long haul. Coaches, we're seeing, starting to adjust rotations, keeping an eye on guys' minutes.
And, Kevin, it's such a long season. The teams have to keep the key players fresh. It's not a strategy everyone loves, but it's a necessary concern in today's NBA.
Now here's Jackson, following the miss by Scotty Barnes. Shoots over Van Fleet, and the first shot of the night for him, missing. Anunoby passes to Siakam. Trent kicks to Van Vliet. Shot clock at 6. Here's Barnes. Rebound by the Clippers. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential trying to win on the road.
Leonard, no luck.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And looking back on that Toronto run, Pascal Siakam, Doris, was a big piece to that puzzle.
There's no question about it. They allowed that young man to flourish in transition. He was a tremendous defender for the group. He was a big-time part of that title.
And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Here's Leonard, and that one's drained from the low block.
All-stars make this kind of shot. Contested jumper, no problem.
Van Vliet kicks to Anunoby. On the wing, Barnes. Jackson against Van Vliet. Kicks it out to Siakam. From outside, off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Pass to Morris. Shoots over Van Vliet. Morris, no good. The Raptors have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Siakam against Leonard. Out to the right wing. Here's the 3. Siakam's shot is off. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. George finds Morris.
As good a scorer as he is, we know that Paul George is not a ball stopper. Excellent decision right there.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Siakam looking around. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Boy, the evolution of Pascal Siakam has been such a pleasure to watch. The work ethic is commendable, and he's learning how to be a leader, guys.
It's his first trip to the line.
And he's shooting his free throws to the tune of 75% this season. Fairly standard numbers.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good. So it's both teams making substitutions here. That one is no good. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Clippers ahead, up 2. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. This has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
The Clippers in the lead.
And since 1999, the Clippers and the Lakers have shared their downtown LA arena, the only NBA teams to split a venue, but that's going to change soon.
We've got Young, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Now Van Vliet, after Norman Powell missed from long range. Defended by Batum. Pass to Banton. 5 on the clock. Jacks up a 3. No good. Shot missing. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. The Clippers broke ground on their new arena, set to open in Inglewood in 2024. I've seen the footprint. You fly right into LAX, and you see it every time. It's going to be beautiful.
And that'll be huge for the Clips. If they're trying to create their own identity in Southern California, having a venue just for the Clippers will help.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. A busy few years for Nick Nurse. In 2019, he helped lead the Raptors to the title, and he was the 2020 Coach of the Year. He says, it means a lot to me that this city and this country loves this team so much. We can go out there and give them something to be proud of. Of course, Kevin, he's been a key part of that success. Back to you.
Maybe the single most important part of their success, DA. Thank you so much. And the Clippers making a switch here. Zubac is checked in for Batum. Morris comes in for Robert Covington. Leonard, he's checked in for Mann. And it's George in for Powell. And the free throw, no good.
And after not playing for a season, John Wall back in action, bought out by the Rockets, and he signs with the Clippers. If he can get back to where he was, that's a huge win for the Clippers. Could serve as a deadly third option for LA.
Now, here is Morris. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. Here's George. Makes it off the glass. George has got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow. Trent
passes to Birch. It's Trent on the wing, defended by George. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. It's hauled in by Paul George.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And Wall gets it to go in on the assist by George. Wall's got his second bucket of the game to go. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Wall against Van Vliet. And again, no good by Toronto. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando and they'll take on the Magic. And that game will be game 3 of 5 away from home. Zubac, that's good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Van Vliet with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And they get it. Knocks down the 3-ball.
Well, I mean, listen, Fred Van Vliet, he can practically close his eyes. That's how comfortable he is out on the arc.
The end of the first half of play, the score is your Raptors 5, the Clippers 12.
Thanks very much. Zoo, facing a stout defense like this, what do you guys need to do to be effective?
You know, we look to play in a fast pace, run the floor, run pick and roll, hard defense, and, you know, we're playing good defense so far.
And the results speak for themselves with that. Thanks very much, man. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
Welcome, everyone, as we dig into the details. Things working out so far for the Los Angeles Clippers.
They're in control so far because of their shot selection. Very patient, waiting to get the shots they want.
And they got some great scores over there, too. Terrific first half offensively. Okay, time to discuss the first half of this one. Specifically, which guys are leading the charge for their teams?
They've each been fantastic tonight, playing with fire, doing just about everything. Lots of pressure on these two in the second half.
I remember being the guy on a given night. Well, for me, it was all nights.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Evaluating recent attempts, Doris, to create super teams. They haven't quite worked out as planned, have they?
What we understand now is the game isn't played on paper. So many things go into winning. Chemistry, health, and if you risk your future trying to put together a super team with no consideration for what comes next, that can be problematic.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. The wing pairing, George and Leonard. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the point.
Well, you love the unselfishness of Fred Van Vliet. This guy is so good recognizing when his teammates are open.
Here's Leonard. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. And Reggie Jackson gets the 3. Jackson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. You know, Doris, there's some pretty cool stories, aren't there, about Kawhi Leonard and what he has done in the community.
There really are, Kevin. I think about it. When he wins the Defensive Player of the Year award, that comes with a car. And instead of using it for his own personal use, he donated that to a children's welfare charity. This is the same guy who gave 1 million backpacks to kids in need in Los Angeles. Just a few of the things he does for his community.
Now, here's Trent. And the rejection by Zubac.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
George against Van Vliet. And that one's good. George.
While he is deliberate, Kawhi Leonard reads the defense and knows when and where to put a pass. That was beautifully done.
Here's Siakam, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Trent, and there's the drive. That one falls.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And that was another look at the fantastic Mobile One drive that happened a moment ago.
This team needed a spark, and boy, did they get one with that incredible attack at the rim.
Now, here's Zubats. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Outside, George wants to get it to Zubats, and does.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Los Angeles shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Zubats.
The Raptors are only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Robert Covington's checked in for Morris. Mann comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Powell, he's checked in for George. And it's John Wall in for Reggie Jackson. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Raptors trail by 13. Van Vliet kicks to Porter. Back to Van Vliet. Fires from deep. Powell pulls it in. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Outside, Wall. And Wall slams it home.
This seems to be the new breed of point guards who can play above the rim. Wall finishing with style.
Van Vliet looking around. 1 second left.
A nice defense right there by John Wall. He's got all the physical tools, length, strength, and quickness.
And so it's Los Angeles. Their lead at 15 going into the break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We'll return shortly. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Raptors trail by 15, sharing the wing spots for them. It'll be Trent Jr. and Anunoby. Siakam is out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Benton in at the 1, so that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Pass to Leonard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And with the 15th pick in the 2011 draft, Kawhi Leonard wasn't highly touted coming out of high school or college.
Listen, even in the pros, recognition took a while. How about this? He won Finals MVP and Defensive Player of the Year before he ever made an All-Star team.
Take a break.
Now,
Take a break.
one of the 75 greatest.
The free throw drops for Leonard.
Well, Kawhi Leonard has turned himself into an offensive force. He's a 3-level scorer, but I think you have to admire the fact that this guy is as versatile as it gets on the defensive end. He could guard 1 through 5 if necessary.
Barnes, he's checked in for the Raptors. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And the Raptors doors with one of the elite front offices recognized in the NBA.
And Kevin, because of that, a highly paid one as well. Remember, a recruitment battle, not just with the NBA, but English soccer to keep their leadership intact. But the track record is there to justify that top billing, no doubt about it.
Leonard, the pass to George. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Outside for Jackson. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And Siakam has got the ball here for the Toronto Raptors. 15-point game. Down low, here's Trent. The Clippers grab the miss. And here's Leonard. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Batum, a screen on Trent. The pass to Batum. A 3-ball. And they'll get another chance. Kennard kicks to Leonard. Pass to Batum. 6 on the shot clock. George up top from downtown. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off. And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Los Angeles.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
They get the rebound. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Boy, Pascal Siakam can put a ton of pressure on the defense. This guy has a physicality that you love.
Pascal Siakam taking 2 shots.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And the first one drops.
And you watch the way that Siakam plays. It can get you in the open court or in half-court sets. Great forward who gives you a little bit of everything.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Ken Burch is checked in for Gary Trent. Young comes in for Scotty Barnes. And it's Juan Hernan-Gomez in for OG Anunoby. He doesn't get the second one.
You know, he doesn't shrink the lead as much as he should have. That hurts a bit.
30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Batum, a screen on Hernan-Gomez. Shots good by Kennard.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Siakam passes to Burch. Here's Benton. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Now here's Wall. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you very much, Kawhi. How do you evaluate your team's progress at this point in the season?
We got to come out and just have the same mindset and energy every night. You know, that's the thing that we're working on, trying to be consistent at, and just knowing the game plan. And, you know, once we get that down and we start making our shots, it's going to be very hard to beat us.
And you're winning games in the meantime, man. Thanks. Back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now, we present the New Balance Player of the Game, Ivica Zubac.